I'm going to ask you one particular thing which is there in front of me. Can anyone say what is this? Good. It's a battery, no doubt. So, but the problem, the question what I have in front of this is, if I can say this is an energy box, do you have any problem? Oh, good. No problem at all. Excellent. I'll say this is energy box because there is some energy, electrical energy is there inside this box. Maybe through chemicals. Okay, it doesn't matter. But now if I ask my students, many students all across the nation, what they are saying, what is this? They are saying that this is 9 volt. Or some students are saying, sir, this is HW, this is HW. Now what is correct? The 9 volt is correct or HW is correct? I don't know. Which is correct, my dear friends? Which is correct? I don't know. Which is correct? A lot of students are saying, okay, which is correct? Can someone say which is correct? Which is correct? The 9 volt is correct or the HW is correct? Oh, good. Some students said none of them. Okay. I think MCQs are well answered by them. That's why they are saying this answer. Okay. Very good. Yes, you need to understand. Okay. So electrical energy is measured in watts. And suppose say if I give you 1 watt energy into this. So the most interesting question is that what you can do with that 1 watt given energy. So write down the question. Very interesting question. What you can do with a given 1 watt of electrical energy. What a watt can do. What a watt can do. Write down. What a watt can do. W-H-A-T, watt. What a watt can do. A means single. W-A-T-T. What a watt can do. That means if I give you 1 watt of electrical energy in this box, what is that you can do? That's the question. Now, in the theory, what we all talk about, okay, electrical energy measured in watts, and then the voltage, potential difference, the pressure, and then the load, the resistance, and then ampere, the current in the circuit, I measured in amps. So the Ohm's law, that I is equal to V by R, and then all the relations, all these things, we'll talk a lot much in the book. That is two-dimensional way of learning, like only reading and writing. But you have to have, because that particular subject knowledge is not trying to give you the knowledge to apply. That's where I'm trying to help you all guys to develop your critical thinking, to create a way of handling the content. Suppose, for example, there is something in front of me called, this is a battery bank. Yes or no? This is a battery bank. You all know this. This is battery bank. We use for our cell phones. But, here, these days, you get this kind of LED attachment, USB LED attachment. Okay. So this you can always keep it here. And then you press the this particular button, the battery bank button. You see the lamps are on, right? And here you can see some lights are on. That battery is, they are indicating the battery level. Like there are 4 LEDs. Now 3 are glowing. That means near about 65-70% is there. So once the energy is over, so again we'll connect this kind of charger, our regular cell phone charger, and this kind of regular charger. So we'll put it into electrical plug power outlet, 220 volts outlet, and the other side we'll just connect into this kind of socket here for charge purpose. So this particular battery bank is nothing but storage, energy storage. So we charge with this, and then we store. But now we don't calculate. We only say that this is a charger to charge the battery bank. And whenever we want to, we just wanted to make use of this light like this, or, for that purpose, just to, for all your battery, cell phone charging and all that we do with this. But you never ask yourself a question. What is the power that it can pump, this charger can pump into this battery storage box? You never asked this question. That's the trouble. Education system, we have such kind of trouble where we don't ask ourselves. So write down this question. Interesting. You need to have an answer for this. So That is going to help you. What is the energy can be stored in this box or this box? Or I have, see, I'll tell you very interesting fact. I just removed from my camera because now this is the camera, my camera battery, it's a recharging battery. Every year almost this goes bad, the kind of work I do with cameras. So 5,000 rupees, this is 5,000 rupees. Why this is just only 10 rupees, this 9V HW, and this is 5,000 rupees. That looks like same size is not really much differing. The volume of the both boxes looks like almost same. But why is that? This is 5,000 rupees, this is 10 rupees. You need to understand. Very interesting, no? Yeah, you need to understand that way. But however, this one is much bigger size, almost nearly 4-5 times more bigger size than my camera's battery. But however, the price of this power bank is just 2,000 rupees, but this one is 5,000. So what makes that high cost? So you need to think, okay, you need to find. I'm not going to answer every small thing, but if you have, I can ask you this kind of question. What is the power this can handle? What is the power that it can pump into any power storage device like battery, charging battery and whatever, like your cell phone or whatever, okay? And also I can ask you, you are all just like a fancy, you buy the things and make use the things, see this. But you never ask yourself a question, how much energy is consumed by this light? So this is very common sense question on this particular Michael Faraday's birthday. So I'm just recollecting that kind of critical questions related to electricity, okay? Because he is the one genius, he was genius. So he has done so much great work, oh my God, hundreds of years ago. But why we are not able to understand and make use of that knowledge developed by such great people, okay? So this is how we need to work with, man. So let us work. So, okay, let me go. Lot of times you people buy these batteries for various your purposes, like you all play with toys, no? So a lot of times you all buy this kind of batteries, AA battery, AAA battery, single A battery, all these various different batteries you all buy. But again, these batteries are 10 rupee batteries, these ones, okay? These 10 rupees batteries, 15 rupee battery and all. But however, a kind of battery like this, so this is expensive, 150 rupees. This kind of batteries are 150 rupees. But size is same, the AA size, okay? But expensive. So you need to understand what makes them the costly, what is the advantage, and looks physically the size is same. So okay, like kind of interesting questions in between. So I have a radio. I'm a fan of a radio. So last night my radio batteries are over. So my assistant went and brought this particular battery pack for my radio. Okay, but earlier for this kind of single batteries, and the positive tips, there are some yellow plastic insulating covers are there here. So you can ask your parents, whenever they want to make use of this kind of single A batteries, they have to cut them and then put them into torch or radio, whatever. But today, suddenly I found there is no such yellow positive insulating caps are not there here. So why they are removed? Earlier for several years, maybe for 100, almost more than 60 years, I found that there are yellow insulating caps are there here, but now they are removed. Just think, common sense. Okay, before you buy or even after buy, before you use, you have to apply little common sense so that you will get good understanding, good subject knowledge practically. So what is the amount of energy it is there when this particular battery got manufactured, and at that time what is the energy they loaded? Even if you don't use it, how long the energy is going to be there inside? And if you wanted to use the day, the next day, the one it made, and suppose say, how long it's going to work, what is the energy they put into, and how long that works, even without using, how long it can be kept into a shop or something. So these are the things like you have to do a kind of a little bit of research. It's not expensive research. For improving your knowledge, this can greatly help. Even if you buy today, if you don't use it, what is the amount of energy supposed to be there inside? and after 1 month, how much energy is there? After 2 months, after for 6 months, after 1 year. So if you try to understand the leftover energy, and after some time when there is no energy within, then how all the chemical energy, where it went off, and all that questions can put you in working in a scientific method. Scientific method is nothing but a systematic approach of understanding the subject knowledge. Okay, my dear friends. So these are small things. I'm not talking about rocket science, great things and all. I'm not talking about. Okay. Yes.